Hello and welcome to the Cranky Old Gamer. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite smaller games. This is the kind of game that you wouldn't set up for a whole game night. It's more like a warm-up or a cool-down at the end of a bigger game night, or the perfect kind of game to break out at a party, or a small gathering for cocktails or coffee or whatever. Just make sure they're not easily offended, as this is the Rick and Morty card game. This is Total Rickall. Rick and Morty is one of the most popular shows to hit Adult Swim in a very long time. It is one of the more hilariously offensive shows that I've ever seen. It's rare that a show can offend me. There's a bit in season 1 that... but I like being offended by it. It's funny offensive. Regardless, if you have not seen the show, this game won't really... You won't be missing out. The game itself makes sense, but it's going to seem really weird because this game is really dedicated to the episode it's based on. For those of you who have not seen the show, the episode is, as the game is called, Total Rickall. The idea is that these alien parasites have infiltrated the house. They've put the house on lockdown. And the way these alien parasites infiltrate is by getting into your memories, creating wacky side characters, and implanting memories in your brain. And you have to figure out who's real and who's a parasite. It's one of the most well-done episodes, I think, of the entire show. And I was really surprised at how well they did this game. It is not rocket science. It is not deep strategy. It's basically just a little bit of memory mixed with some shuffling and some social deduction. But the theme and the mechanics of the game really fit the episode. The way that the game is played is you have various larger character cards in different colors. I have some character cards here. I'll put these up on the screen. They come in 3 different colors: green, blue, and red. And players have to use the cards in their hand to determine who's real, who's a parasite, and try to shoot all of the parasites on the board. Every time you remove a card from the board, you place more out until the deck is empty, or until you reach a point where every player can agree, I believe there are no parasites left on the board. If that is the case, that is the end of game. You flip them all over. If they're all real, you win. If there's even one parasite left, you lose. Another way to lose is if you kill 4 real characters, you're gone. There's also a very popular character in the game. His name is Mr. Poopy Butthole. And if you kill Mr. Poopy Butthole and he's real, instant loss. That ties in with the game, or with the show. Again, I highly recommend that you check the show out. And this is, even if you don't check out the whole show, it's not for everybody. It's pretty offensive, but just this one episode, Total Rickall, is really well done. So a lot of the cards in your hand are going to be, some are beneficial, some are kind of complicated. None are actually detrimental, but there are some where, okay, so you can look at the identity of 2 green cards, but then you have to shuffle them so you can't remember which one is which, but you do know the identity of 2 green cards. Okay, handy. Then there's the shoot cards, which seem pretty self-explanatory. I know that red character is a parasite. I'm going to go ahead and shoot them. Okay, cool. That you would think, how can you screw that up? Well, there's 2 ways of playing. There's basic mode, where everybody's out to get the parasites. Then there's advanced mode. Everybody gets an identity card of their own, and one of you is a parasite. I love a good traitor mechanic. You guys know this. If you are the parasite, you are playing along with everybody else, but you might play a card that forces someone to shoot. If the parasites win, you win too. So, advanced mode, it can be a lot of fun, but again, you don't have to play that way. You can just play basic so that everybody's on the same team. Totally up to you. There are a lot of cards in the deck. The majority of them are reveal and shuffle or reveal identity. Like there's a Rick card that lets you reveal the top identity deck, which means you know that the next character to come out on the board is going to be that identity. Cool, but it could get shuffled. Most of your reveal cards do shuffle. There are forced action cards. If you're playing advanced mode, you can say force the next player to shoot a character, sometimes of their choice, sometimes not. It's a pretty big deck. One of the things that I do love about the deck is they're either character cards like this, or they're based on quotes. For example, is something wrong, Beth? If this card is in your hand, you must play it as the next card, shoot a character. This is forcing your hand. Okay, cool. I've known you for 15 years. Reveal a character's identity card for the rest of the game. Don't shuffle it when other cards say to. Or my personal favorite, she's my bitch of a sister.
She's real. She's my bitch of a sister.
Nice.
Choose a color that's in play. Shoot 2 characters of that color. That's the kind of game you're going for. All right, so let's take a look at the typical layout of the game, shall we? All right, so as I said, gameplay of this is very, very simple. First thing you're going to do, you're going to lay out some character cards. You want to lay out twice as many cards as you have players. So if you got 3 players, you're going to put out 6 cards. Now, I just drew these randomly, so you don't have to organize them by color. That just kind of randomly happened. Once you've got those out, you reach to your identity deck. These are parasites and real. You're going to shuffle this. One thing I like about sleeving my cards is it makes shuffling so much easier. They just slip right together. All right, so you draw randomly. And there you go. So you don't know who's who, you don't know who's real, you don't know who's a parasite. And that's when you start drawing your cards. After this, you have an action deck full of cards. There are lots and lots of duplicates. I think there's only like 8 or 9 different cards, but they're all in different colors, so that kind of mixes things up. All right, so I've drawn a random hand of 5 cards here. I've got a Jerry. I've got, is something wrong, Beth? Beth, bitch of a sister.
She's real. She's my bitch of a sister.
Nice.
And Rick. So if I want to play, say, Jerry. Now, Jerry sucks. Jerry is the constant punching bag of the show. Shuffle the identity cards of all green characters and then redistribute them. Blah. Then choose a player to draw a card. Okay. That's kind of useless. It's really, the only way this would be useful is if you were the parasite, but even then, all this is doing, like, let's say I knew that Penn Sylvester was a parasite, but I don't know about photography or after. This card's gonna throw off my game. Jerry sucks. Is something wrong, Beth? If this card is in your hand, you must play it as your next card and shoot a character. Crap, I just drew this card. I have to play it. I'm gonna shoot Penn Sylvester. Penn Sylvester's a parasite. We're good. Now, say somebody's going to choose Beth, all right? I did not look at how I dealt the cards, so let's play Beth. Twinkles, or Tinkles, is a parasite. We're safe. Bitch of a sister.
She's my bitch of a sister.
Choose a color that's in play. Shoot 2 characters of that color. Well, let's choose red. Let's shoot Cousin Nikki. Nikki was a parasite. How about Reverse Giraffe? Oh... Reverse Giraffe was real. Well, so there's 1. At this point, we can only shoot 3 more and the game's over. And so on and so forth. Now, as I said, there's quite a few different cards. I'm not going to go through all of them, but this is basically the gist of the game. It's very simple. It's all about remembering what card is where, shuffling identities, remembering identities, and choosing carefully who to shoot. I will say, I feel like this game gets a lot of unnecessary hate on Board Game Geek and a couple of the message boards I've gone on. People like to really put this game down because it's not deep. It's simple. Yeah, that's the point. These are the people that complain about exploding kittens because it's just too simple and stupid. It's not meant to be deep strategy. It's not meant to be, some kind of deep 4X. It's not Twilight Imperium. It is not, it's not a deep Euro with all kinds of fiddly bits. No, it's a fun party game that's supposed to last you 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. It's fun, it's silly, it's quick. It's something you can teach to your idiot friend in 2 seconds. That one friend that just doesn't follow along with everybody else. Yeah, they can learn this game in 2 seconds. It's not meant to be more than that. It's really not. It's just fun. God forbid we have fun when we're gaming. All right, so there you have it. So once again, this has been Rick and Morty's Total Rickall. At the time of this recording, Season 3 should be starting soon. We still don't have a release date, but fingers crossed. Now, as I said at the beginning, this is not going to be like a game night game. This is not the kind of thing that you're going to gather people around to say, hey, let's all play Rick and Morty. It's more of a game to either warm up at the beginning before a big game, or when you're at that point at the end of the night where you're like, well, the big game's done. I don't have to leave for like 15 minutes. We play something quick. What do you have that's quick? Hey, I have Rick and Morty. I have it upside down. It's also a great thing to just kind of keep around for when you're having people over and there's that lull in conversation, like, hey, how you been? Yeah, I've been okay. Hey, we should play a game. That'd be awesome. And that's perfect. This is perfect for this. Game rounds last 15 minutes tops. So I think it definitely has its niche. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't destroy friendships too much. It's one of those games, but not too bad. There's a lot of take that, but not severe take that. It's kind of fun. But it's cheap, it's fun, and it's really, really dedicated to its theme, so I definitely recommend this one. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This has been Rick and Morty Total Rickall. If you like what you've seen, please check out my website, thecrankyoldgamer.com. Check out my Instagram, thecrankyoldgamer. And if you like what you've seen and you want to contribute, you want to help make my channel better, please do consider contributing to my Patreon. The link is at the end of the credits. Every little bit helps. I appreciate it. All right, guys. We will see you guys a little bit later with another video. Thank you all for watching. See you later.
She's real! She's my bitch of a sister!
Nice.